Thank you, Coach. We are in the Pacific Northwest as we get set for football at CenturyLink Field here in Seattle. These folks love their football in Seattle. This was the scene a moment ago as the home squad came out of the tunnel, and it was just absolutely deafening in this building. They're set for football, so are we, as the Seahawks get set to match up with Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. Trevor Davis now to return. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Only a yard on the pickup, so a good situation on 2nd and 2. It's now 3rd and 1. These two teams met in Week 1 a year ago, and that went to the Packers in a slugfest, 17-9. Now, remember, they also met in the NFC title game of the 2014 season. It was the Seahawks who prevailed there 28-22 on a Jermaine Kearse touchdown catch in overtime. On play action, Rodgers powering his way forward. Man open, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for? Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often. Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid game. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On the counter, here's Jones. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. He'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to see.
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. From the gun on 3rd down, Rodgers. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowl safety Cam Chancellor. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. They were ball hawks last week. They had a trio of interceptions on defense. In the first drive, they pick up right where they left off.
They're creating quite a reputation for themselves, aren't they? And sometimes what happens is when they know that the defense can take the ball away, as they saw the previous week, now you try too hard to not let them take it away, and you force yourself into errors. They've intimidated them in a sense and gotten the ball from them. Whoosh!
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 16 yards right off the bat and a 1st down. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, You're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Second and 10. It's Wilson again. It's complete to Jerome Brown. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. Now Wilson on first down. That's going to be caught. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there. Yeah,
I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys...
And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. A great play there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Seahawks have taken a first-quarter lead. Janikowski adds the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Out to kick is Janikowski. Returnable here for Davis. Pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards on the play.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
We got three down. Hey, fellas, we got 3. Let's go. Get reset. Hey, easy. Zoom.
On play action, now Rodgers. And his throw is incomplete. Shaquille Griffin knocking it away that time in coverage.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by the all-pro free safety, Earl Thomas. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. They'll start out on the ground with Carson, and he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Wilson now off the bootleg. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Give him 30 yards there.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Mike Daniels in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Now it's Wilson. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. Blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
And the first play will be a field goal try. From the left hash, this will be a 52-yard attempt. And Janikowski bangs it through, and the lead moves to 10-zip. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration, now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Box it, box it, box it, box it.
They'll run it now out of the gun. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
From the gun on 3rd down. Rodgers got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
Brandon, that's a tough guy right there. He knew that was going to happen. In other words, he had to absorb that hit. How about him securing the football, churning the legs a little bit, and gaining what he needed for a first down?
Well, that's the deal. On 3rd down, these guys, they know where the sticks are. He obviously knew right there.
And if you want to be a dependable 3rd down receiver, you've got to be willing to absorb those types of hits and make those sort of plays.
And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here.
That's fine. Yeah. Go to 50. Hey, you block over here. Hey, 50.
The first carry now for the BYU man. It's Jamal Williams. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Go to 50.
From midfield, here's Rodgers. And this is caught. It's Jimmy Graham. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. The 15 yards there on the catch and run.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a 1st down carry. It's Williams. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Now Rodgers throwing on 2nd down. The left side throw complete to Adams. Touchdown, Packers. Davante Adams. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Packers are back within a score. On is Mason Crosby for the point after. Extra point up and good by Crosby. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. Now Jones. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders. That
guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going. Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down. Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here, and what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown. On 2nd down, Wilson. They'll lock it with a grab over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one goes for 24 yards.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46.
14.
From the shotgun, Wilson. Looking for Baldwin, intercepted. Picked up by Josh Jones. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on.
And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpire's got different responsibilities, but always making sure no one's holding.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. After the penalty, it's Jones. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Rodgers to throw on 2nd down. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the Pro Bowl safety Cam Chancellor.
And that's now the 2nd time he's picked off a pass here in the first half alone. Again, another great read defensively. And you just see him get in the right position to make the play and get his guys the football back.
Here's Carson. And he's going to be stopped at about the 37. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2. Two minutes to go here in the first half. Back to CenturyLink Field after this.
Gotta go. Check 50.
On 2nd down now, Scott. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside.
One play at a time, guys. Let's go.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. He gets it to Brown, complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Calvin Pryor. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
Now Jones is hit. He lost the football, and the Seahawks have recovered.
Well, that sure started out as a good example of what they call backed up or coming out on offense, meaning you're backed up close to your own goal line. Big-time emphasis on practicing that to try and create some room at no less to give the punter a chance to kick the ball away. It means take care of the ball, try and create some space. They were doing that, and the ball comes free.
Now after the fumble recovery, it's Rodgers. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and ended up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep the... Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. And now the Seahawks are going to call another timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Here's J.K. Scott now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. So a short drop, but he's able to get it out, and this is a good kick. Now it's Lockett. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. Now the Seahawks will have great field position to start this drive. They take over on the short side of the field. Now an Eastern Michigan man, Darius Jackson on the carry. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Play action. It's Wilson. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. So we are at halftime here in downtown Seattle with the Seahawks out in front. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. Now Jones. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. They have the lead now. They'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what?
He's got a man, complete. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. That little arc on it, he's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be stopped up quickly here at the 38. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Let's go get another one. Let's go get another one. Come on. Go.
On second down, here's Wilson. That is incomplete. So pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
Let's go get
They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on third down.
Let's go 14.
From the gun, it's Wilson. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Jerron Brown, his first touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. A diving catch for the score. He laid out. That was special.
And you know the first thing they're going to check, right? Did he complete the process of the catch? All the way through, all the way to the ground. Ball doesn't hit the ground without control in his hands. All of that, yes. Check the box, touchdown.
Out to kick is Janikowski. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Packers now. They get set for their first possession of half number 2. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. On play action, it's Rodgers. Looking deep for Adams. And this will be caught at the 30. A big play there. Rodgers to Adams. 49 yards. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred. Still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
They'll run it now out of the gun. Down right around the 25. Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
And down inside the 15 he goes. 2 former All-Pros connecting. Rodgers fighting his tight end Graham. Packer first down. Took till the second half, but finally a red zone opportunity here. They have a 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line. Well, this has been a pretty sizable drive. They've had some success. Finally, the defensive coordinator found some success of his own.
I think he just simply said enough of that. Okay, they've moved the ball well. We need to force the issue from our end, and that's exactly what he did.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is.
In trouble, and the ball's out. It's in the end zone loose. And this will be gathered up in the end zone, and that's a defensive touchdown. This defense, Charles, they needed some type of a spark to help get them back in this game. I think they just got their spark.
No doubt about it, and you know that's all they discussed. How can we get ourselves moving again? How can we get our team going? This definitely qualifies.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Now Jones. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. They'll be looking to make amends for the events of a moment ago. A fumble return for 6 points.
You absolutely have to protect the football. That's got to be priority number one because margin for error is starting to slip away. Now it's down to a one-score game.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now. 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. Now Wilson. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. The tight end, Ed Dixon, was the target. And it's 2nd down.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the number one thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Now it's Carson. He can't bring him down.
The weight room does work.
Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. He only got a couple on that one, so not a ton of help. They'll have a 3rd and 8 forthcoming.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
They force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
On 3rd down, Wilson. And this is going to be incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. Now trotting out there, the Packers getting ready to go. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
They'll try and get the running game going with Jones. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. On 2nd down, here's Rodgers. It's complete on the bubble screen. That's Graham. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14. Now it's Rodgers. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
Returnable for Lockett. Oh, shifty. Whoa. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Wide open receiver complete. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. Give him 30 yards there. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. throwing now. Wilson on first down. That's going to go as a loss of a full 8 yards. It sets him back for second down.
Let's go.
Now Wilson on second down. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Mike Daniels in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. Wilson and the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. To throw is Wilson. Dancing to his left. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. That scramble good for 13 yards, but not good enough for a first down. It's 4th.
Well, it's not going to be a first down, but that's a nice job of picking up yardage on 3rd and long. Sometimes you just have to take what the defense gives you. And in this case, it wasn't enough to pick up the first down. It looked good when it left his foot, but he kind of sliced it a little bit, and he winds up missing it wide right.
Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. To throw is Rodgers. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Open here is Allison. That's complete. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage. When you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Packers who have the football but in need of points as we begin quarter number 4. Now a first down carry by Jones. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down at will.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Now Rodgers to throw on 2nd down. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. The Packers on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he gets this down to the 18. Good enough for a first down. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
3rd and 1, partner. No need to be fancy there. Just use some force and move forward and pick up the first down.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Now he'll escape to his left. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And he will take this across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. And they had it there so close to the goal line, a chance to take it across, claim the lead here in the fourth. Boy, that was a big, big mistake.
It really was, and as much as I want to give credit to the defense for making the play, I do tend to agree with you. That mistake, that's a chance to go in and take the lead. I mean, you're in great shape, yet you don't take care of the football. But they'll be going over that like crazy in the upcoming weeks.
He's going to fire one deep. This is caught inside the 15. That one goes for 36 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
14, 14, got it. Gun. Got it.
They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Ed Dixon, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the fumble recovery leads to 6 points for the Seahawks. Janikowski good with the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Out to kick is Janikowski. Returnable here for Davis. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. To throw on 2nd down, Rodgers. That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness.
I'm trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown in. Frankly, that should have been another pick right there. And some room to roam now. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. The 20. Touchdown, Packers. A big play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Packers have cut it back within a score. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
To throw is Rodgers. And this is caught. They got it. And that could be an important 2 points. It gets him back within a field goal. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football. Where Brandon Pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. My music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. A second down carry for Procise. Tackle made there by Nick Perry.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Kenny Clark in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. Now here's Michael Dixon as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Fielded at about the 28. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. The Packers offense now heading back out onto the field. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. Do they want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
Michael Kendricks, the linebacker, there to get him down. Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Now a play fake. Rodgers. Flushed out right. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. On the counter, it's Procise. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Again, they run. Again, it's Procise. And down inside the 40 to about the 38. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Here's Wilson. He's going to fire one deep up. Man, it's caught inside the 10. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. It's 1st and goal and a late touchdown at this stage. Could officially salt this one away. 95. Oh, Wilson going to throw. And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
Janikowski adds the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Bobby Wagner in there to drop him as the clock continues to roll.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
To throw is Rodgers. And got his man complete. It's a big play there for Green Bay. 44 yards. First down now, but that clock rolling. The last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there.
And you can't be, because if you back off after throwing an interception, your whole game plan just goes right out the window, and it makes things easier for a defense. And you and I both know there's a quarterback in this league that's any good that doesn't throw an interception occasionally, and they usually bounce back in a big way. I've seen guys throw 5 and still find a way to win the game in the end.
Whether it's a touchdown or a field goal, whatever it is, they need to score quickly here on first down. Back to throw, Rodgers. Flush to his right. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by the Pro Bowl safety Cam Chancellor. He's at the 50, the 30, 10, and he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And that one will pretty much erase any hopes of a fourth quarter comeback.
With emphasis, interception, return for touchdown. Door closed, locked, reinforced.
Janikowski good with the extra point, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. This is fielded at the goal line. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. And now the Packers get set to go. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to.
And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 23. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. The number 7 usually lucky here. Not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he had won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad career, but when you're talking about one game, 7, you're right, not lucky at all.
Yeah, Ty Detmer, the last to do it in 2001, to throw 7 picks. Well, I know at points in this when you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people who really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal. That's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.
So for the Seahawks, they continue to put themselves in position for a first-round bye as they move to 8-2. And now they'll have a few extra days here before they face the Panthers next week. Meanwhile, for Green Bay, it's a bit of a setback as they drop to 6-4 now. And they'll be off to Minneapolis next week for a look at new U.S. Bank Stadium and a date with the Vikings. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Wipe my sins. Wipe my sins. They can't win. They can't win. No new friends. No new friends. Football fans. They sleep again. They sleep. We wake them up. Wake up, the champs is in. Champion. We want back ins. Back in. Wipe my sins. Wipe it. Wipe it. They can't win. They can't win. No new friends. No new friends. Football fans. Football. They sleep again. They sleep. We wake them up. Wake up, the champs is in. Yeah, yeah. Wake up. Wake up. The cake up. Raise up. Or make us do something. We don't want to. Bite down on you. Right now on you. Juke to the left, they dodging it. Can't play the role, you fraudulent. Waiting on the race for the stars in it. 4x4 double parking it. Wanna play like cars in it. Wear the right flag, they forfeiting it. Now I got a ring too gorgeous. Damn, I gotta treat it like forges. It sound like I wanna scratch it. Try to take the ring, I'ma tackle you. I guess I'm a Super Bowl bachelor. Go hard in the gym, no cameras. I think I see blood, no Dracula. I'm an animal, eating up amateurs. Too active, y'all can't handle it. No taxing, we'll dismantle it. Shake up the building and ramble it. Whip it, shut up the critics and analysts. Come through dripping, I'ma set it off. Game after game, you can bet it off. Quarterback got range if you block them all. Quarterback did an option and set it off. Duck goose linebacker coming through. Yeah, hit him with the spin of the Jew. Yeah, we gon' blow your block like a new. Yeah, and I spend a dime every two. We gon' lock down the offense. Bust down the skeleton fossil. Bust down. I'm not addressing the problem. Julio on the post, you can't stop him. Pick it up